Advanced technology does not equal advanced society. A video essay by the White Rabbit. We are living in the year of 2026 as I'm writing this, and the world is considered the most advanced it's ever been. Somewhere in history, people decided and slowly normalized the notion that technological advancement means the advancement of society. Our society today is considered the most modern, the most evolved. With the Age of Enlightenment, rationality and science became the superior mark of evolvement in people's minds. And as science evolves, so do the different kinds of technology we use. From the internet to AI to self-driving cars, we have achieved a high level of technological advancement. Those who have a passion for it will tell you that this isn't even the peak yet. But here's the thing, we live in a gaslight. We all collectively label the society we live in as evolved on the basis of one marker, technology. Because technology does tend to make our lives better, generally speaking, we can say that better technology can imply better society. But not necessarily. Technology is a tool we can use to make our lives better, but it can't force us to use it the right way. We have to make that decision ourselves. It doesn't take a genius to see that today, lots of technology is not used the right way. They are used in exploitative ways to enable people's lack of health. From greed to escapism to social power to avoidance of self. These things and many more are unhealthy conditions we use technology to enable. This doesn't make technology bad. It makes us as people unevolved. The fact that we do this highlights the main point of this video. Our society, when looked at from a more objective and inclusive/holistic perspective, is the opposite of evolved or advanced. If we were to make the assumption that societies exist on other planets in other galaxies, we can also assume that some of them are more evolved than ours. Such information about more evolved societies exist in our world. Whether you treat them as fiction or not is your business. But they exist for us to take inspiration from regardless. And there is something they all have in common. They do not measure their advancement solely on technology. In fact, their highly advanced technology seems to be dependent upon the advancement of other areas. These societies are more evolved in their thinking, their relationships, their lifestyle, and everything they do. They recognize the interconnected nature of everything in existence and treat life holistically and inclusively. If we examine these things in our society, what do we see? We see illness in every sector. Physical health is at its all-time low, despite the estimated lifespan being longer. People eat unhealthy, don't exercise enough or correctly, and they don't sleep well. Mental health is pretty alarming these days. Not only is there someone with some kind of mental illness in everyone's vicinity if it's not ourselves, but we also seem to settle at physically medicating something inherently non-physical, bypassing the actual issue. Relationships are probably the most underrated issue in our society. Humans have yet to graduate the kindergartner level of relating to each other and other beings. Most people don't know how to make relationships feel good and healthy at the same time. They don't have truly advanced social skills. Most relationships today are not genuine. They are not even established from pure intention. This also bleeds into how we relate to animals and the planet we live on in general. And I can't talk about unhealthy relationships without mentioning that most people's relationship with themselves and with their life is a really big mess that most of them don't even want to deal with. Of course, I'm generalizing here. Some people live healthy lifestyles, some people are happy and fulfilled, and some people are pretty good at relationships. But those people are the exceptions, the minorities. They don't represent the average person's experience. Many people look at our world and think, we are advanced, we just have some minor issues to solve still. But this is a gaslight. The reality is that our world is not even close to advanced or evolved. We are in many sectors, still at a kindergartner level of understanding and navigating the world. It's just that technology is the most evolved out of everything. But overall, our society is not advanced. So what would an actually advanced society look like? Besides having advanced technology, An advanced society is holistic in its worldview, but most importantly, it has true values and good priorities. They value the health of their people and that of the whole planet. They do not tend to have a totalitarian and territorial mentality about the land they occupy. They work with nature, not use it. They recognize their own strengths and weaknesses and that of everything else. They do not compete to be the top of the world or the so-called food chain. Advanced societies have high-dimensional thinking. Their consciousness is elevated. They don't think one-sided, limited, or black and white, which brings them the ability to create such harmonious existence. They do not have an issue with themselves, and they are good at relationships. People are not molded in childhood. Instead, they are given the opportunity to unfold who they are. No one is excluded or left behind. But with that being said, unconditional love and acceptance is not rooted in ignorance of each other. They also don't tolerate self-deluding behavior. Differences are embraced and welcomed, as long as they are not destructive. Any minor hiccup is immediately dealt with. They do not marinate and boil in unideal circumstances. They do not tolerate misalignment. Their communities lift each other up and take care of each other. Why, you might ask? Not just because they have time on their hands, but because they also have a strong foundation of faith and spiritual understanding. They value the things that truly matter, at which point it's impossible to not care for everyone. Evolved societies tend to treat spirituality as a normal and foundational aspect of life, especially since most of them reside on higher dimensional realms above the 3D. Science and technology is not worshipped, but instead used as a way to enhance the well-being of everyone. Education is prioritized so that every generation can be a progression, not a regression to society. The individual is highly prioritized, but not for the sake of independence and isolation, but for the sake of interdependence. The individual is important because they make up the whole of society, which is what is the ultimate value. Life is not lived on harsh conditions. Love is not given so scarcely. The truth is, we still have a lot to do in order to call ourselves an advanced society. The issues we are facing are not minor inconveniences, but the very backbone a society thrives or collapses on. We are not advanced just because our technology is. And the sooner we admit this, the sooner we can start prioritizing the health of those other crucial sectors. If you want to make it happen, you can elevate its likelihood by interacting with this video. Thank you for watching.